Guys, we have a new crypto gaming infrastructure project called Xborg, and the pre-sale is on April 25th. It's in 5 days from the time I'm recording this video, probably 4 days until I upload it. But why would you be interested in Xborg? Well, because it could do some massive numbers, and we're going to go through exactly why that is in this video. And of course, if you want to know how we came across this token, we track the biggest, most influential people in the crypto space because of a lot of reasons, but they seem to have it right the most time, and they also influence the results a lot of the time. So if we can just copy trade what they're doing, we get excellent results. And guess who's on this Xborg pre-sale team? None other than our favorite Alex Becker over here on the left. We got Ivan on Tech, we got Virtual Bacon, we got Yellow Panther, we got Ali Straza, we got Crypto Paul. A few of these people I don't know, but a few of these people are really big, and there's 60 more people, in fact, including us across the Rubicon. We were big enough to make the seed fund round for Xborg. So let's go through it together to see if I personally also want to participate into the pre-sale round, and I'll have you make up your mind as we go along. Once again, it's going to be open on the 25th of April. So I thought I'd start this video with going through a couple of the recent launches in the crypto gaming infrastructure niche. Why? Like Alex Becker says, instead of trying to mine for gold in the gold rush and trying to like make it big and find this giant nugget of making a crypto game, a singular crypto game, why not be the person that sells the actual gold mining equipment, selling the shovels and the panhandles and everything else? Well, that's what crypto gaming infrastructure is. They're helping crypto games build. And historically, they do quite a bit better, and they raise quite a bit more money than the actual crypto games themselves. This was Portal that had a recent launch. You can see it's valued at $1 billion. Now, if you look at the shape of this graph, it is downwards and to the right, which is going to be a pattern that you're going to see, which is quite intriguing in my personal opinion, because as I've said on this channel a few times in the last couple of weeks, a lot of tokens I feel like are taking advantage. They're not taking advantage, they're very public about their tokenomics, but they're not leaving a lot of room for their token value to grow, but instead it's almost like a strategy that they just want it to slowly bleed out as the inflation comes in, and they don't care about the price. If you look at Gaming though, another really successful launch, almost $1 billion launch. This is a recent one. We did participate in this one, me and my brother, and you can see it went up at the start. Now it is down and to the right, but once again, this here is the public price. This is the fully diluted value. Not exactly sure what Gaming raised money at, but it was a market value way below this. So even though the graph's going downwards and to the right, for seed investors, they're still making a lot of money. For the company that is getting this dilution, it's still making a lot of money. Block Games, another one. This one launched up at a, looks like 60, about 4 times this, so about $600 million. Now this one's a steep drop off early and then down and to the right. And then Zai is the massive infrastructure one, going up on AVAX. Currently at almost a 2 billion market cap, and you can see it was almost at a $4 billion market cap just a few days ago. So these things are launching to really big numbers, but as we'll come back to too, if you see these red graphs, it doesn't mean there's no opportunity here. It just means you want to get into those seed rounds before the public actually gets access. And to touch on this a little bit more here, I feel like a lot of projects, once again, are launching with really high dilutions, which I don't personally like. I prefer to see way less and rewarding the early adopters. But people like Becker and John and Ilya are still really bullish on these tokens. And I think they're projecting just a massive crypto bull run where the mainstream bring all the money in, and we are still the early adopters if we're buying at a price tag like 1.74 bill. Like Axie Infinity in the last crypto gaming bull run got up to, I believe, a $40 billion fully diluted value, somewhere thereabouts. So it's like, okay, this might still have a 20x once that crypto gaming run comes, but it's just difficult to project that in now when you see these things launching at billions of dollars market caps and just slowly bleeding value as that dilution comes in. So I'll let you make your own mind up about that. But even then, maybe I'm just slightly more pessimistic in this gaming niche because they've had over $20 million of interest for this pre-sale that is opening soon. Let's have a look at exactly what Xborg does. We're not going to go too deep into detail. I'll let you do the full deep dive by yourself. We've also done a deep dive on Xborg inside our inner circle if you want to follow us along. Link in the description below for that. But they say that they're powering the next generation of gaming. Now, how they plan to do this? One, they're onboarding millions of players with the world's best teams. So they have sponsored some teams, Team Liquid with 2 million fans, Team BDS with 600,000 fans, Ninjas in Pajamas with 1.3 million fans, and then they have an announcement to make. I believe they've got that on their Twitter too, where it says redacted. They got a big team. I'm sure if anyone's in the gaming niche, you can probably guess exactly who it is, but they've got 2.7 million fans and they're coming in. What do they actually do? Well, this down here sort of explains it, where GameFi and SocialFi meet. So a social media cross with gaming empowering players to create their gaming identity. It's going to be your gamer's identity on a blockchain, so it's verifiable, it's all tracked, it's done throughout the history of your gaming lifetime, and it's a way where you can come and you can customize your identity, and it's going to be integrated into almost every single game that you can possibly play, even if it's not a blockchain game, which is kind of awesome because you think about something like Steam, which sort of like aggregates a bunch of games together, and then you have a Steam profile and you can see your levels within the actual games, and that's verifiable to a degree if you're like looking for a teammate, or if you're looking for friends, or if you're just trying to flex on social media, something you could post your Steam rank. But this one here will be 100% decentralized and 100% public knowledge that anyone can go in and verify at any time. And of course, it's going to have cross-platform functionality, which means it'll work in all different games across all different platforms. It'll be like that one-stop hub that is going to be your gaming profile. That's at least what they are intending to do. Now they've got a gaming launchpad, which is going to be funding the most promising gaming projects, sort of like a Seedify does at the moment, which is kind of cool to see. Initial team offerings I thought was very interesting. I think it's sort of like the old Chili's token for football teams, where you can launch tokenized gaming communities on top of this Xborg project, so everyone can have their own sort of tokenized team. And then gamer base, which is like home of gaming communities. It seems sort of like a guild area where people can communicate and network and sort of show off how good they are at gamers. But that's at least what I'm taking from this as a non-gamer. They say put your gaming skills to the test and support your favorite communities to win exclusive rewards. So the rewards part is cool too, and we'll get into tokenomics in just a second. Jumping into their light paper, they want to empower players to own their own data, meaning you're in charge of any achievements you unlock, any skill unlocks you have, and all of your historical records. It belongs to you, not on Steam or not on the Apple aggregate, whatever software they use there to see how good you are at Candy Crush. It's like it's 100% on the blockchain. It's 100% yours to monetize, to sell, or to use as a resume to try and get into a gaming team. Now, because it's Web3, they're saying that they can help empower developers in ways that you can't in Web 2, whether it's actually having tailored games unique to users' identities, so they can pull on your gamer ID and make the game specific for you, or you could have to be a certain rank in another game in order to get access to certain levels. Really awesome stuff that which you can't do in Web 2. And ecosystem interactions, which is what we've been talking about, a uniform one-stop shop for your ID, a world ID that integrates with all the other games. Now let's get into the fun stuff, the Xborg token. So they say the mission is to build the largest player identity protocol that empowers players globally. The XBG, that's the ticker symbol token, a utility token with governance features, enables players to influence Xborg's future. That's the governance of the actual project. It also offers investors the chance to benefit from the Xborg ecosystem's growth. That's us. That's what we want to be doing. I mean, unless you are a gamer and you want to come and use Xborg and have the community rewards, which there are a lot of them in Xborg, which I really like. We're just the investors who are trying to support this, and if we're really honest, make a bit of money out of it at the same time. So the token will be used for payment flow, obviously for gas, for incentives and revenue share, which is 50% of the Xborg revenue, which is pretty awesome, will be sent to a reward pool providing yield to the stakers if you lock up your tokens. Governance, gated access. So you might need a certain amount of Xborg tokens to access games that are coming out or launching. Now they do have a pretty stacked and deep team, which you can come investigate yourself, but also where they really seem to thrive is their partners and advisors and onboarding people who are really influential in both the crypto and the gaming world. So let's get into some brass tacks with the XBG tokenomics. This is a tweet that they put out. And you can see there's going to be a total supply of 1 billion XBG tokens. They say XBG will be issued as an ERC20 token, bridgeable across Solana and EVMs via integration with Wormhole. The distribution and unlocking of XBG is as follows. This is where it's very important to look at. So you can see the team gets 15% with a 1-year lock. That seems very reasonable. 2% for liquidity, 18% for community rewards, which is a lot of rewards going to the community, which, you know, that's probably what you want to do. Will they hold their tokens? They're more likely, I guess, to hold their tokens than someone like me or you who's not going to use this and just really, once you get a 4x on it, is going to sell out. 20% into the reserve treasury, 24% into developing and growth. And then you have the investors. So advisors and partners get a 1-year lock, 4-year vesting, 0% as the token drops, and a 7.5% allocation. Pre-seed round, they got 4%. Community pre-sale, which is the one coming up, gets 15%, 5% allocation, 15% unlocks as soon as the token drops, which is why you see all these things absolutely drop, because a lot of people are getting tokens unlocked upon the token generation event and selling it. So down here is the unlock schedule in all the categories that we just read. And you can see it's not bad. At launch, it looks like there's going to be about 80,000 tokens, and over 18 months, you're going to have a 10x up to 800,000, 900,000, all the way up to the billion, of course. So you got about a 12x coming over 80 months. Yes, 80 months is a long time, but there are some steep inclines. So you can see for the first 6 months, should be pretty in the clear. You got 5% of supply unlocked, which means there's, that's the easy math there. You got a 20x dilution over 80 months. At the 6 months, a lot of those advisors and early pre-sales start to get their allocation. And you can see after 1 year, it's had a 3x increase on supply. But then after 2 years, you're only getting an extra 100% on that supply there. So, you know, it's not as terrible maybe as I've been making it out to be. Which you can look at Portal's at $1 billion, Gaming's at $1 billion, Block Games was at 600 million, now it's at 150 million. Zai is at 1.7 billion. Again, this is now we're getting into real personal opinion here. And remember, I got in at a slightly earlier round than what's currently available. But my biased opinion, because I want this to do really well, I do think it's going to be up here with the big boys. I could see it crossing that $1 billion fully diluted value. But of course, you've got those cliffs, so you don't get your tokens for at least 6 months. So depending on how long this is going to hold out for, is going to influence if you want to get in or not. So especially on a video like this, I would really love to hear your opinion. What do you think about these high fully diluted values? What do you think about the vesting periods? Do you think the gaming bull run is going to come and really just make all this look like easy investments despite the dilution that's coming? Or do you think that this round is slightly different because everyone saw the last gaming bull run and was like, why don't we just inflate the token a little bit more and just take the rewards for ourselves? Let me know in the comments. I'm sort of on the fence myself where I feel like the dilution does seem a little bit extreme, but I also know in those gaming bull runs, things get out of hand, and these could all be 10, 20 X's in 6 months from now, once Bitcoin crosses the 6 figures and the gaming bull run starts. And nobody seems sane anymore when you're talking about Axie Infinity getting to a $40 billion market cap. So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on it. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.